Siddiqui Pranam Agam Vakil, and we are in conversation with the MD and CEO of National Stock Exchange, Mr. Ashish Chauhan. Mr. Chauhan, a happy Diwali to you and Sal Mubarak. Thank you for joining us here. Mr. Chauhan, how would you assess the year from the previous one, that is now, even as we go into Samvat 2080? A lot of things have changed on ground. We have seen, we haven't seen interest rates come off, but there is the expectation that they would come off next year. And with the same time, there's been a significant influx of a lot of retail investors. In fact, this time the DII buying has been substantially more than how much the FPIs have sent. How do you assess this year?
In a way, last few years you have seen some really difficult black swan events, which were not even part of anyone's modeling or calculations.
Right.
And India has done exceedingly well, even in very trying circumstances, especially during COVID and even post-COVID. I think primary reasons is, at least in my mind, there are two. One is remittances, and more larger reason is the services exports.
Right.
It's increasing so well, and it's becoming literally the mainstay for India going forward. And
Right.
Naturally, because China had covered a lot of manufacturing ground for the last 40 years, in the same period, India had covered services ground, which is now actually giving greater sort of benefits to India. And
Right.
that's where overall our 600 billion or close to that FX kitty is also helping us manage the volatility of the movement of funds in and out. And what you said, the interest rates worldwide has increased many-fold
Yes.
over last 1 year. And they were expected to increase even further. But what has happened is over last almost 4 or 5 days, the American economy is now probably slowing down. There is a feeling, at least in the markets, not in Fed, but at least in the markets, that Fed may not be able to increase the interest rates too long for and on too many occasions. And that's where I think the interest rates are softening in the Western world.
Right.
That's a very heartening thing for India, because the FPIs would not be able to invest in India otherwise if the interest rates were very high. And this is like last 50 years, there was a trend of reduced interest rates pretty much every decade. This is the first time where interest rates have increased substantially.
Right.
And that's where now slowly they have started coming down over last 1 week. But it's not a trend. I would say it's a good omen. Let's see. And at the same time, I think China's softness and also people's expectations of the US's softness and Europe's softness is what is bringing the oil prices down.
Right.
Although Saudi and other oil-producing nations are trying to reduce their manufacturing sort of production of oil, but it's still going down. So that is telling you that there is an understanding that the oil prices may not be able to sustain long. Both are in a way good omen. Both have happened over the last 1 or 2 weeks. Right. And for me, that's telling you that over the next few months, you will see a good rally in Indian markets.
Sure. So as far as the trading community is concerned, they're leveraging a lot in terms of technology. In fact, now you have traders who are taking up a lot of coding themselves. Under these circumstances, what is the exchange's role that you see in countering some of the glitches that may come about from there onwards, as well as tending to some risks with respect to the entire market in general?
See, this issue of technology going down has happened even in most exchanges across the world. It's not only an India-specific issue. In fact, India has seen the lowest number of technology incidents at the exchange level. At the same time, even the brokers across the world are also now reasonably tech-savvy as much as what we do in India. India has been always a thought leader and execution leader in stock exchange-related technology for the last 32 years. But despite that, the technology is such that somewhere in the line it can go down due to hardware failure, software failure, even some conditions which were not envisaged during the making of software,
Right.
that can also sort of affect the functioning of software. There are many parameters, and that also is true with the Microsoft or Amazon or
Right.
everyone else. We may tend to think that they never go down. They go down very often,
Right.
and that's where I think our expectations have to be slightly different. And at the same time, every investor should also try to, if they are trading, if they are investing, then they are investors.
Right.
But then they invest for 3-5 years. But if they are traders, day traders who are not able to come out of their positions and all, in some ways they should probably have more than one service providers in broking,
Right.
rather than depending and then knowing fully well that technology may not be sort of 100% available at every second when you feel like trading. And at the same time, SEBI has also taken certain actions. Top 35 stockbrokers, which account for pretty much 90-95% of all the retail orders
Yes.
into the Indian stock markets, now provide real-time information to stock exchanges. Both the exchanges have jointly created a software in which we track the parameters of the technology workings of all those 35 top stockbrokers in terms of retail spread. And that's what is now slowly getting tightened in terms of figuring out whether something has gone wrong, and where it has gone wrong and how to improve. And there is one more new framework has come into place, which is called IRAS, IRAS, where in case a broker goes down, their customers for that particular time of broker going down will be able to trade through a separate platform which the exchanges have created. And so that both has been actually SEBI's initiative to provide more risk managed continual uninterrupted services to the investing community.
Sure. So also the issue about extension of trading hours as far as futures and options are concerned. One pocket of the market is still resistant to the idea. Of course, one of the largest suggestions is that high costs. But from your point of view, if you could tell us about the importance of having those extended hours in the markets.
In a way, India started the automation in the world. US, Europe, everyone, even Japan, everyone went automated after us. But most of them have gone for more than 20 hours daily trading in many markets. And we have remained short. At the same time, in commodities, we trade till 11:30. All the margins related worries, as if it doesn't happen in commodities. Even brokers are common across commodities and equities. And in the currencies, we go until 5 o'clock. Commodities, we go until 11:30 p.m. So in some ways, only when it comes to equities, there is some sort of a resistance by members. And for us, it's a way to provide additional features and functions to our investor community, which is becoming very large now, 8.2 crore investors across India. And for us, in case they want to trade in evening because they are working through the day and they want to trade in the evening, or some events happen which are sort of not coming up between 9:15 and 3:30, then those people are able to take view on that, while as the foreigners are able to trade in Indian indexes due to GIFT, Nifty and all. But other people are, the Indian themselves cannot trade because we are not able to give them those facilities. And those are the kind of worries we had, and based on which we have been telling. And the proposal was also been created by the stockbrokers group only, which were basically there was a committee made, working group made to do this, and then it passed through the advisory committee of NSE, which is also made up of brokers. But there are people who are more vocal about not doing it, and in some ways, many people may think that this will increase volumes. It would not, because evening trading usually doesn't have that type of liquidity. But it is just a additional facility available. It's like earlier, the shops used to open till 6 p.m. in the evening, even in large cities. And when you open till 9 p.m., it doesn't mean that people will start buying too many clothes in that 3 hours. It's just that it gives people a choice to sort of make their decisions in a longer period.
Right.
And that's why these things are done. It's an industry situation, and SEBI has already got a proposal from us. Once they take a call, we would be delighted to offer those additional services to people who want it.
Right.
Because it's not necessary that everyone may offer that services and or even may need those services.
Right.
Right. But in case the brokers want to offer that service to their customers or specific customers, it would be up to them. But again, if there is no decision, we would all be fine, because in some ways NSE employees do not get any profit participation. In fact, their work is going to increase on the same salary.
Right.
So it's a very strange thing where the employees of NSE want to work harder, but the people who are going to benefit, that is stockbrokers, may not want to do it, which is okay with us.
All right. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us. We wish you a happy Diwali and a prosperous New Year.
Happy Diwali and prosperous New Year to all the viewers of BQ Prime.
Yeah.